Okay, we can start. We can start again. In this last part, we will see some. Excuse me. Okay. In this last part, we will see some examples. We will see something to summarize. We will see all the data set I showed you, and we will see some example of studies performed by the Parliament Association. We will see it in details, some of them. These are the most one I found on the Parliament website. Is network of powers. They perform gender analysis in the parliaments in Europe. This was very interesting. Not in all countries, but in some countries, because not all countries has metadata about the gender of the members. Parliamentary Source for Democracy, they use the data set from various countries to study how the immigration topic is discussed in different in different parliaments. And Temple of Democracy is also very interesting. It's a study on 3 or 4 countries, I don't remember, on how the word democracy is perceived in the parliamentary speeches. With this is a poster. It's a very good also to see. We will see it. Other results in general, exploring word formation trends, blah blah blah, is a study about how the initialisms, do you know what is initialisms, are the acronyms, are used in transcribing stuff in the parliamentary speeches. So from time to time I can, for example, if I am a member of parliament and I say European Union, maybe in the transcription you can find EU. Or on the contrary, if I say EU, in the transcription you can find European Union. This is a study on how different countries deal with this problem. It may be a silly problem, but indeed it's nice because you can see that in different countries you have different approaches to this problem. Comparing lexical usage is a study on how words changed during time. And the Europeanization of parliamentary debates is taken on European Parliament debates, and again is they deal with the immigration stuff. But this in the European Parliament, not in the single parliamentary speeches. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, this is my calendar. This is the first one, is a study about gender analysis. All these slides, I'll give you the slides so you can have the links if you download it from the website. This is quite interesting because they studied on 2 or 3 Slovenia, Spain, and United Kingdom that has metadata on the gender of the members of parliament. Can you read it? Maybe I can. Okay, increase the size. And the nice finding is that even if women are represented in the parliament, they speak less than the counterpart male, except some famous cases. For example, in the UK Parliament, Theresa May was very present because she was very famous. She was a prime minister. So, but this is an exception. It's not. Yes.
Actually, I have 2 questions. Small one. In this data set, like the president or minister are put outside the research. Like for example, Giorgia Meloni, I speak in the parliament, and it's actually defined as woman in the parliament.
Okay. It's a good question because we dealt with this problem when we transcribed the Italian parliament, and they investigate also this problem. In fact, they said there is a similar. There was something telling exactly this problem. I think that doesn't. They do not include this kind of personalities, but there is this one. She did not come in named entities list because she was not referenced as Theresa May, but as Prime Minister. So the person who were not parliamentary members at the time are not considered. That this is a good, okay.
The second one is actually a small one. If the value are actually normalized, like women speak less, but the value is actually normalized.
Yes, I guess so. I think this is not my study, but yes, I think so. Yes, they are normalized based on the average number of words each member of parliament says in a legislature.
Number of words, so not speech. For example, I can speech.
This is a good question. I think it's. I don't remember. Methodology probably is in degree. This is a nice question. Yeah, there is a difference because it means that women has a shorter speeches or has less speeches. Probably speeches. I have to investigate. I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time. Probably speeches. Yes, speeches. Number of speeches. Yes, unique speeches. Yes, unique speeches. Okay. The second one is about migration. This has been done by two Italian researchers, and they consider Italy and UK. This is because the immigration topic is very, very common in these two countries, and the results shows that even if they talk about immigration in very, very different ways, the number of speeches, the distribution of the terms are very similar. They have some differences. For example, we don't use a lot the word rifugiato or refugee, while in the UK Parliament they use a lot the term refugee, and this is a semantic difference, has a strong difference in how they perceive the immigration with respect to Italy. But if we see to the global data, there are not so many differences. And if we see at the concurrencies, you can see that words like migrants is paired during, for example, the COVID-19 pandemic to, for example, quarantine or to crisis, but there was another one. Okay, they are related to words like numbers or words like moving, but there was another interesting with COVID, such influx of crisis. So they are correlated to the existence of the crisis. This was interesting. The third, I selected some research paper that was interesting, but if you go to the Parliament, the Parla Clarin workshop, There are 4 editions of this workshop. You can find a lot more papers telling about stuff related to parliamentary speeches. So you can download the papers and see, for example, error correction environment for the Polish parliamentary corpus. Maybe is interesting for some of you. I didn't select it, but you can surf to the ParlaClarin workshop. There are 4 editions, and you can see other documents. All the links are present in the slides. The third one is the posters. I told you it was very interesting, and they compare how the word democracy is perceived in the United Kingdom, Ukraine, and Slovenia parliamentary speeches during the Ukraine war. So this is also interesting. And for example, you can see that in Slovenia, for example, is a value. I don't know if you can see, it's very small, this. Wow. Maybe I can download it if I find. Come on, it's very difficult. Okay, can download it, it's a PDF, right? No. Okay. Okay. Oh, better. You can see that for Slovenian, the democracy is a value, and for Ukraine is in threat, democracy, because of the war. So you can see also in UK, probably, I don't know if it's because of the Brexit or because of the elections. Anyway, you can see the main difference between Ukraine and Slovenia. You can see that for Slovenian is mainly a value, for Ukraine is mainly in threat. So this is interesting. There are some other interesting stuff in this poster, but I leave you. This is the same divided by parties, but I don't know parties in Slovenia, so I don't know which one is which party. And these are the parties in Ukraine, and you can see that more or less they sing the same, all the parties, while in Slovenia there are differences in the parties. So this is very interesting to study, and you can connect to the events that happens in the world. This is the one about the initialisms, so how the acronyms are used in parliamentary speeches, and in particular, sometimes the study is about using, wait, I zoom in, is to use some replacements. So I replace, for example, European Union with EU, and I increase compactness, but I can not necessarily this is more transparent or more clear to the people reading. And there are some examples in German and English parliament. For example, here you can see that some words are shorter and some not. For example, in this case, you can see that in the translation, the English, this is done on the European Parliament, so are just translations between the same the documents. So this is weirder, can I say weirder? Because you translate an acronym and you expand the acronym, because probably the people in your country is not very aware about this acronym. This is also interesting. And another one is this one. This is a study, it's a very big study. In fact, there are a lot of people involved in how how the lexicon change during time. They use okay, these are all studies made on the Parliament corpus. Parliament corpus is not very old, so this is a study performed over 20 years. 20 years is not that much if you want to analyze linguistic traits, but anyway, it's quite interesting. I think that it will be more interesting to do it, for example, on the German parliamentary corpus that is huge. no one did it. So if you want to do it, it's an open question. And there was some results on how some ideas changed, for example, for different parties during time. Okay, so how the language used by particular parties changed over time. The last one I suggest you is okay. This one again. It's they used the European Parliament speeches to understand how immigration is seen in different not in different countries, but by different members of the European Parliament. So by different members, but with different origin. I don't remember here what was. Okay, these are the metadata associated. The corpus size. Okay. Okay, these are some data about how much the immigration topics has been discussed in different corpus. So this are not in the European Parliament, but in single parliaments. And here there is also Germany. So Germany exists in Parliament. And you can see that after 2015, in some countries, for example, in Germany, has not a big increase, while in Austria, where there was a switch in the government, there was a big increase. And also in this one is Tui is, sorry, Tui is Netherlands in the corpus. So this is are the some studies. I wanted also to show you other, not results, but the how you can play with the corpus. The German one contains only the links to the file, so you can download it, but you cannot do anything on it. So you can just download it and use it. While the US congressional records has a very good web. No, not this. Sorry, the source. Stanford collected all the data, and you can download it here. You can download all the data, but in the official website of the Congress, you can search by a lot of stuff. So, for example, healthcare. And you can search by topic and so on. It's very good. And also there is the archive of yes, you can go until 1873 and search for this data. Obviously, these data are available only in PDF, but you can see the very old documents, so it's nice. Another one is Polish one. Polish one has some statistics, but again you can only download it. And they add some morphological information on it, but these are information that you can collect by running tools, so they are performed automatically. There was a Ngram viewer, but it does not work. And this is about one thing that I forgot to say. When you choose how to when you choose a format, I thought there was a slide, but I forgot, probably. You need also to think about a long-term conservation of this data set. I mean, if I do some work on the data set, then I save on my computer and I change my computer and I throw it in the bin, it's obvious that this is not a good job. Usually, for example, in a work we did on the editions of Aldo Moro writings, the reviewers of the paper told us in the reviews, okay, but how do you deal with the fact that we want to access this information also in 20 years, in 50 years? And so you need to think about that and put this data in a way that in some ways someone will deal with the conservation issues. Because if you have paper stuff, you put it on a shelf and after 100 years you can find it on the same shelf. If you save it digitally on a hard drive, a hard drive won't last 100 years, so you need to think about how to preserve this data during the time. And this is an example. This data set is not that old, the Polish one. It has been done some years ago. I think it's 2019, so it's not very old, but you cannot search the information because this website was offline. And this happens, for example, also for other projects. Let's go on. Okay, Answered is the best one. This is the original website where you can download from the UK Parliament website the data, but the real cool stuff is this interface in which you can search the quick, for example, or the collocates and count words, list of words. So, for example, here I searched for climate change and I get, sorry, I need to log in. Can you see it? Yes. For example, if I want to search for climate change, okay, climate change has been cited 3,000 times, and if I click, I get the chart, I get all the quick. This is a quick interface, so I can see every time climate change has been told in the UK Parliament. This is a quick interface, and if you go to frequency, I don't remember where to go. Chart. Yes, and you can see the chart I showed you on the slides. And you can do it, for example, for migration, immigrants. And you can see that probably in the 60s something happened, I don't know what, but for sure in the 60s something happened in UK about immigration. And this is, okay, what happened? And you can go and search for this kind of information. Yes, it's. We can check. We can check. This is why quick is interesting, because you click and you get the quick, so you can see how the people spoke about immigrants. Here, coming from Africa and Caribbean, India became independent. Let's see, independence. India. Did you remember?
That's not India though.
Hmm?
It was Pakistan. No, that is Caribbean. Caribbean used to be called West Indies by the British. We are in the East India. This is the West Indian that they're talking about in the
Okay.
West is the Caribbean.
Okay. Anyway, you can understand that something happened about a particular topic by using quick. And in this answer corpus is the best one. IPSA corpus is the data set we developed. You can just download it. You cannot do any query It's a GitHub project. You can download the data. You can see how it's built, and you can see also the paper. I want to show you where we took the documents. There is documents about the historical documents on the Camera dei Deputati, and you can search for the lavori parlamentari means speeches. Atti e documenti are the other commissions, and deputati is the list of the persons. So here you have the list, and here you have all the documents. You have the Kingdom of Sardinia, the Kingdom of Italy. This is a transitional period between the Second World War and the writing of the Constitution, and then there is a republic. And if you go here, you can see the calendar, and for each year there are the days, and you can click and see the report of the Commission of the Parliament. There is also for the Senate. There are two websites here. You have the Republic, and then you should go to Regno, Kingdom, and you can see the same information about the kingdom, and you can download the data. The nice thing is that you can go to dati.camera.it. Okay, there is another nice thing. In Italy, the two chambers are very autonomous, and so they have two websites regarding the data release, and they use two different ontologies. Yes, this is true. So you can query both of them because luckily they are RDF, but you need to perform different queries if you want to query the Senate or the camera. This is weird, but it's true. And it's a mess, obviously, when you... And here there is the ontology. The ontology in the camera is called OCD, and is Ontologia Camera dei Deputati. And in Senato, the ontology come on. It's very slow, but probably is my connection. Ontology here, and this is Ontologia OSR, Ontologia Senato della Repubblica, and it's different. Yes. You can see this. Let's see if I can click on it. Okay, it's very slow. I don't know why. Okay. Yes, OSR. So you have OSR and OCD. It's wonderful. Okay, I have one last thing to show you, and these Python scripts. Who knows how to program in Python, or who knows how to program in general? Raise your... Okay, almost all. Okay, let's see. I don't remember in which folder I put the exercises, but because I was, okay, this one. Okay, I provided 2 pages. This one is very good. I mean, there is no, it's very easy for an OCR to understand this text. And the second one is older, and there are some stuff, for example, there, Segretario, or there is a spot here, some spots there. It's more difficult. And I write down manually the text. So I have the 2 images with the 2 texts. Okay, bigger. Don't see my Grok API key. And then I will give you this code again on the website of the tutorial. And I process the image. So first of all, I read the image. Here I try to clean the image, but for the Italian Parliament we don't need to clean the image. Then I extract the text with OCR in Italian. You should, in the OCR software, you should also specify the language. This is why it's difficult, for example, to parse older documents, because the model is trained also considering the language. So if a lot of words are not used in that language, it may fail in recognize them. Then I correct the spelling using a spell checker. In particular, I use PySpell checker, a spell checker already included in Python. Again, I need to specify the language. And then okay, here I segment the text in words because I need to give to the spell checker the single words. And then I do the same using a language model. In particular, I use Llama 3.3. And the prompt is, this is an OCR transcription of a speech from the Italian Parliament belonging to 19th century. There are some errors caused by the age of the document. Can you try to fix them? Return me just the correct text without any additional sentence or comment. This is the OCR text, and I add the OCR text. This is very important. I don't know if you worked with the large language model, but how the prompt engineering is an autonomous discipline in the last years. So to give a good prompt to the language model so that you receive the answer you want. In this case, I don't want the language model to say, oh, hello, Alessio, this is the text correct. I want just the text, okay? Because I want, then I evaluate it here. I calculate where and ser on the plain OCR before correction, after correction with the spell checker, and after correction with Llama. So we can have different perspective on how to fix errors. We start with the older documents, so this one. Let's run it. Activate the environment. No, what happened? Tesseract did not install. No, I swear it installed. Let's install it. But it was installed. I installed it on the 12th of... How? This is not real. Something bad happened to... Okay, but I will solve quickly. Find, grep tesseract. Where did it install? Yes, hello, full access. Where is tesseract? Okay, this is my folder, okay. Library application. I don't know what happened, but I swear yesterday it worked. I can see brew install tesseract folder. Let's see which is the folder. User local seller. No. Probably something has changed. Let's install brew. I reinstall brew and probably I will fix everything. I will install brew, but it takes not a lot of time. Do you have questions while we wait for brew to install? Oh, wait. Woo!
Increase the font size.
Yes, sorry. Okay, now I can run example.py. Okay, probably I need to run it again. cd desktop example, no, is a tutorial. Let's see. I have tesseract here, so Python. I hate Python in general. Okay, so I have the reference text. The first one is the first one is the reference text. So it's the text that I manually wrote. This the extracted text from tesseract. You can see, for example, that it misunderstood this. It also add this character here, and so on. This is a corrected text by simspell, and this is corrected text by llama. You can see, for example, that simspell did not correct this or this, but llama correct both, even if it removes this letter. For llama, this, yes?
He actually understand when there is a comma or a dot during the discussion, because like in the first one, there is no comma or dot. But in the last one, the llama text, there is.
Yes, probably llama fixed this with a comma. Okay. This is the way I gave to llama this text, and it has been fixed by this.
No, I think what he's saying is, if you look at the text, for example, in the last statement where it says, so use to the
Which one?
You see, it puts punctuation in the text, right? That's your question?
Yeah, that's it.
That you see there's a comma, there's a punto.
Here.
Let's see, and also in the line above, before Trento, it put a punto.
Yes, the language model added it. No, but this was added by...
Okay, so this was added.
Probably, yes. We can see after precedente, let's see. After precedente, yes. Okay, it was my mistake, come on. I'm not perfect. Sorry. I rerun it. But it may happen that, for example, the last dot, full stop, was transformed to an S, probably because it was dirty here, but the language model fixed it. And also simspell fixed it. So. But if you see at the accuracy, you can see that originally the word error rate was 9 and the character error rate was 1. After correction, we increase, so we added more errors. Instead, llama decreased. It decreased the word error rates, so it can correct better the words, but it cannot correct better single characters. For example, the C dot. Okay. So llama did a quite good job in general, better than simspell, so the spell checker. Okay. I don't have anything else to say you. It's 12, so we have some time left if you want to ask some questions. Otherwise, I think you are free to go.